Remember the Polaroid Retnex film? Yeah, that stuff got mixed reviews, to say the least. However, I was extremely excited when this stuff came out because I had the perfect location I wanted to shoot this film at. And that location is the TWA Hotel at JFK Airport in New York City. And as a little extra side bonus, this is also going to be an X-ray film test. More on that later. But what is the TWA Hotel and why am I so excited to shoot this stuff there? And to explain that, we first have to head back to 1930, which is when TWA, or Trans World Airlines, was founded. However, it kind of went defunct in 2001 and was gone forever until May 15th, 2019, when they reopened as a hotel at the airport. But what I find is like really cool about all of this is that the building that TWA Hotel is currently operating out of, everything about it, the style, the architecture, was originally used by TWA Airlines. Yes, the building itself is the terminal that they used to operate out of. Yeah, the building was built in like 1962 and it wasn't demolished. In fact, it was made a landmark. It's pretty cool. So what does all this have to do with Polaroid Retnex film? Well, I think is kind of obvious. The frame design of the photos. It just matches the aesthetic of TWA Hotel so well. So when these came out, I knew I had to get some and find a way to make my way to this hotel. However, it's in New York City at JFK Airport, and I live all the way over here in, Portland, Oregon. That's literally on the other side of the country. So I stashed some away and waited. Well, I found the perfect opportunity to go, and that was to head to Polacon, which I've already done a video highlighting the event. Link is in the description. However, before heading to the event, the moment I got off my flight, after I put on Taylor Swift, Welcome to New York. Welcome to New York. Then I went there. I immediately headed on over to the TWA Hotel before checking into my real hotel. Let's go! I would have stayed here, but it's kind of expensive. I was immediately greeted with like cool retro cars, and I sure hope not. Seriously, why is there a DeLorean here? Not that I'm complaining. The vibes are already awesome, and I haven't even entered the building yet. But now that I'm in here, let's shoot this stuff. I mean, just look at the architecture of this building. It's so freaking cool. Everywhere you look, there's just something cool. There's a little mini museum of all the flight attendants and pilot uniforms you can check out. They even have staged photo ops to where you can take fun photos, which I had to take advantage of. So after a couple quick phone photos, let's pull out the Polaroid. After like 4 years or something, I finally made it. So for all these photos, I'm actually using this SX70 camera. You may be asking yourself how, because the Retnex film is I-type film. Well, I have this awesome piece of tech. This is from Dennis from Chromatic Parts. This is what he calls the power bar, and no modification is required if you're using the sonar camera. You just put it in the top of the flash port and you have power to your camera. Oh, and this is not a sponsored video by him. I just love his work, I love his products, and I do want to show him some support. So check him out. There'll be links in the description. Stop turning right as I first record. If this looks familiar, you might recognize it from the movie Catch Me If You Can. Yeah, they filmed at the TWA airport at the time, or I should say the terminal. I'm still just blown away by the architecture of this building. It's designed just so elegantly. I wish I had somebody to help me take these pictures. I didn't think about that. Yeah, I kind of got caught up in just wanting to get there and take cool photos. Didn't stop to think about, well, I probably won't get any photos of myself there. So that was kind of a bummer. You know what else is a bummer? The weather wasn't great. Overcast, which doesn't make good for instant photos. The photos just don't come out very saturated. They're just very underwhelming. There's a whole other section I didn't even know about. I missed the sign that says, to the ramp. Yeah, you can actually go outside to the plane. And not only that, you can go inside it. That's that tunnel we were in at the beginning. One of them, there's two of them actually. And after a quick phone selfie, let's head on up and check out what's inside. Oh, that's cool. It's a bar. Gotta get a drink. I just spilled my drink all over my leg. That's why I get trying to take a selfie and not just drink it. This is pretty awesome. Got a window seat. Yeah, this was definitely a pretty cool little experience for sure. Very expensive drinks, and I don't think there was actually any alcohol in the drink, but it was still pretty fun. You were free to move about the cabin and check out stuff, but unfortunately the cockpit was blocked off. So I snapped a quick photo of the inside, which is pretty cool, and that brings me to this next little thing I wanted to bring back up, and that's going back to the X-ray test. Yeah, so all this film, I had X-rayed at TSA coming from Portland to New York, and the photos have been fine. I have done it in reverse as well, where I go from New York back to Portland. If you want to see those results, I'll leave a link in the description. Whew, that was cool. Spilled some of my drink, paid $16 for that. Great experience, love it. Only half sarcasm. I'm gonna shoot with the SQ6. I keep calling it the SQ6. It's the lomography square glass. I'm gonna shoot a photo outside with it. I already got a couple with the Polaroid. I think it'll look kind of cool with the Instax. I don't know, let's find out. So the plane itself is actually a whole story on how it even got here. I'm not going to go into it in this video, maybe in another one, but the short version is it was transported through the streets of New York. It was pretty cool, and they had a whole history of it on the wall inside the terminal or the hotel, so you can learn the history of the plane and how it got there. Pretty cool. And man, am I rusty at shooting with a Lomo. That's the friggin' viewfinder. I keep forgetting I need to compensate. I did with this one. Hopefully I did it right. Hopefully. I tried to center it up, but I don't know. Yeah, I didn't do a great job. Dang, I overcompensated. I can already tell. Frick. Whew. Okay, I got one left. The Retnex. I totally didn't think about, like, I'm gonna need someone to take pictures of me while I'm here to really capitalize on it. There's some really cool photo ops that it would have been awesome to get a photo of me in it, but oh, and it's a real motel. Like, there's the rooms. You can actually stay here. That'd be awesome. It's expensive though. They do have a gift shop and merch that you can pick up. Unfortunately, I forgot to film B-roll of the gift shop. And I think I just got distracted by the fact that they are selling used hard hats. Because on the walk-in, it looks like they're doing a bunch of remodeling and maybe adding on a bunch of stuff. And so they're selling off those hard hats from that construction job. Okay, cool. What? So I did end up grabbing a pin, which I had to have. I just think it looks really cool. And I did snag one of these coasters from the bar plane, aka Connie. So as I take the last picture with the Retnex film here at the TWA Hotel, I just wish the weather was better. Oh my gosh, it's really made these photos a little underwhelming and slightly disappointing. But that just means I'm gonna have to come back. I still have some of this film sitting in the fridge and definitely gonna be returning with this. And if this isn't obvious, this is open to the public. So you can just walk in there, it's free, you can hang out, you can buy some merch, you can get some drinks, you can take some photos, it's all free. Except for the hard hats, you do have to spend $75 for that. There's actually a lot more to this place that I just ran out of time, couldn't check it all out. And I think some of these areas are off limits unless you reserve some of the space. Like they have some of these meeting rooms I would love to explore. So when I go back, I'm gonna at least try and access some of these areas.